Hi everyone. This is Komik Yahud, and today's video is a recap of Tintin and the Dark Island. Let's relive the story together before we head into the next adventure. Tintin strolls along a serene path with Snowy, the tranquility shattered by the ominous sputtering of a plane overhead. Curiosity piqued, Tintin watches as the red aircraft struggles to land. Rushing to investigate, he finds two men inspecting the plane, their tense demeanor hinting at something amiss. Tintin offers help, but his concern is met with hostility as one man draws a gun, leaving Tintin unconscious on the grass. Snowy barks frantically as the plane departs, and Tintin is later reassured by a doctor that he was lucky to escape with a minor injury. Thompson and Thompson visit Tintin in the hospital, discussing the suspicious plane with no registration marks. Their conversation is interrupted by a call from Scotland Yard, urging them to investigate a mysterious incident in East Down. Tintin, despite his injury, feels compelled to follow the detectives. As they leave, Tintin's determination grows, and he decides to head to East Down, suspecting a deeper mystery. At the train station, Tintin and Snowy board a train to London, but their journey is abruptly halted, leading Tintin to investigate further. Tintin's investigation is interrupted when he is accused of assault and theft, with evidence seemingly planted against him. Despite the detective's skepticism, Tintin insists on his innocence and, with Snowy's help, finds a key that might unlock the truth. Seizing an opportunity, Tintin escapes the train, leaving the detectives bewildered. He finds himself on a countryside path, determined to reach the coast. Spotting a lorry, Tintin hitches a ride, hoping to reach the docks and uncover the mystery surrounding the unregistered plane. Tintin's escape leads him to a bustling barn where Thompson and Thompson are also present, eager to catch their suspect. Recognizing Tintin, they give chase, but Tintin's quick thinking and Snowy's antics allow him to evade capture. As Tintin races through the village, he narrowly avoids the detectives and manages to hitch a ride on a lorry bound for the docks. With the promise of reaching the cross-channel ferry, Tintin's heart races with hope, ready to unravel the mystery that awaits across the sea. Tintin's heart pounds with relief as the lorry reaches the docks just in time for him to board the cross-channel ferry. As the gangway is pulled up, Tintin and Snowy narrowly evade their pursuers. Unbeknownst to him, two men in disguise watch from a distance, confident that Tintin will be too preoccupied to notice their escape. Tintin, breathless yet determined, plans his next steps to reach Littlegate and East Down. Upon arriving at Littlegate station, Tintin quickly secures a taxi to East Down, unaware that Puskov and Ivan are plotting to follow him. The chase intensifies as the blue taxi speeds along the winding roads, with a red car in pursuit. Tintin's alertness is piqued when the red car halts ahead, leading to a confrontation. Chaos ensues as Tintin is knocked unconscious and captured by Puskov and Ivan, who boast about their easy success. As the red car speeds along a coastal road, Tintin regains consciousness, flanked by his captors. Puskov's menacing grin and chilling confidence remind Tintin of the gravity of his situation. The car halts at a cliff, where Puskov orders Tintin out, taunting him with the threat of a deadly fall. Snowy, witnessing the danger, cleverly disrupts the scene by leading a goat into the fray, inadvertently saving Tintin. With Puskov and his companion momentarily distracted, Tintin seizes the opportunity to turn the tables, catching Puskov's gun and forcing his captors to flee. As the red car speeds away, Tintin and Snowy are left amidst the chaos, with Snowy humorously entangled with the goat. Tintin, ever resourceful, resumes his journey, determined to uncover the mystery. Meanwhile, Dr. Muller, in a dimly lit office, learns of Tintin's pursuit, contemplating his next move with growing concern. Tintin kneels on the grass, his frustration mounting as he examines the torn scraps of paper, each piece a tantalizing glimpse of a larger message. With a triumphant smile, he pieces together the cryptic words, Muller, and a triangle, hinting at a location and a name. Despite the ambiguity, Tintin's determination is unwavering. As he contemplates the paper's significance, Snowy distracts him by chewing on a bone. Tintin tosses the bone away, only to be confronted by a stern man who warns him against trespassing. Grateful for directions, Tintin and Snowy continue their journey, eventually stumbling upon a sign marked Dr. to J.W. Muller. Intrigued, Tintin decides to investigate further. Tintin and Snowy explore the mysterious garden, but their curiosity leads to a confrontation with a large dog. As they flee, Tintin trips and falls, only to be scolded by a man for trespassing. Tintin apologizes and receives directions, but his resolve to uncover the truth remains strong. As they approach a gate marked with Muller's name, Tintin's curiosity is piqued. He and Snowy venture further, only to be pursued by a menacing dog. Tintin's heart races as he calls for Snowy, fearing for his companion's safety. Tintin's escape is thwarted by a hidden trap, and he finds himself face to face with Muller and Ivan. Muller reveals his sinister plan to send Tintin to a mental institution, but Tintin's determination to escape is unyielding. As Muller makes a phone call, Tintin seizes the opportunity to free himself using a burning log. A fierce struggle ensues, with Tintin and Muller grappling for control. Amidst the chaos, Tintin manages to turn the tables, but the situation remains perilous. The room fills with smoke as Muller retrieves a gun, and Tintin races through the hallway, desperate to escape. Tintin barricades himself in a room, but Muller relentlessly pursues him. Gunfire shatters the door, and Tintin narrowly avoids the bullets. Amidst the chaos, a broken bottle of chloroform spills, filling the room with fumes. Tintin's resolve falters as he succumbs to the overpowering scent, collapsing to the floor. Meanwhile, Muller and Ivan are alerted to a fire spreading through the building, their attention momentarily diverted. As Tintin loses consciousness, the flames and fumes threaten to engulf him, leaving his fate uncertain. As the acrid smoke thickens around him, Tintin's consciousness fades, leaving him vulnerable amidst the encroaching flames. Outside, Snowy, ever faithful, senses the urgency and barks frantically, his eyes fixed on the blazing house. The fire's ominous glow alerts nearby villagers, who quickly raise the alarm. The fire brigade, alerted by the wailing siren, springs into action, but a misplaced key delays their response. Amidst the chaos, a magpie's mischief adds to their woes, snatching the key and leading the firefighters on a frantic chase. With determination, the firefighters retrieve the key and rush to the inferno, but their efforts are thwarted by another mistake. Meanwhile, Muller, lurking in the shadows, plots to sabotage their rescue attempt. His plan backfires spectacularly, drenching him in a torrent of water and drawing unwanted attention. Amidst the confusion, Ivan's violent outburst adds to the chaos, prompting their hasty retreat. Snowy, undeterred, alerts a firefighter to Tintin's peril, leading to a daring rescue. The firefighter braves the flames, emerging triumphantly with Tintin in his arms, as the inferno rages on. The next morning, Tintin awakens in a hospital, his mind racing with questions about Muller's escape and the mystery that nearly cost him his life. Determined to uncover the truth, he insists on returning to the scene, despite the doctor's concerns. Accompanied by Snowy, Tintin ventures back to Muller's charred estate, only to find it in ruins. Yet, amidst the desolation, a discovery of hidden cables reignites his curiosity. Following the cables into the forest, Tintin uncovers a peculiar arrangement of lights, their purpose shrouded in mystery. His determination to solve the puzzle intensifies, as he realizes the significance of the triangular formation. Tintin stands in the forest, a contemplative hand on his chin, as a spark of insight lights up his face. He triumphantly explains to Snowy that the triangular formation of flares is a signal for a waiting aircraft. Meanwhile, in a dimly lit room, Muller and Ivan discuss the arrival of another plane that night, their plan hinging on lighting the beacons. As night falls, they stealthily move through the forest, but panic sets in when they discover the cables have been tampered with. Despite their frantic efforts, the lights remain illuminated, signaling the plane's approach. Tintin and Snowy, hidden under the cover of trees, hear the distant rumble of an engine. Above, a plane releases a package, and Tintin races forward to investigate. As the package crashes down, striking Muller, Tintin watches in shock. Ivan attempts to flee, but Tintin, determined, gives chase through the forest. A mishap with a rake causes Tintin to accidentally fire his gun, startling Ivan into surrender. Tintin regains his senses, subdues Ivan, and discovers a sack filled with banknotes, realizing the men are forgers. Tintin, driven by curiosity, searches for the remaining sacks. As he approaches one, two men sprint away with another sack, prompting Tintin and Snowy to give chase. The men reach a gate where a red car awaits, and Tintin attempts a daring leap from a wall to intercept them, only to crash to the ground. Undeterred, Tintin waves down a passing car to continue the pursuit. Despite a crash and a stern policeman's reprimand, Tintin remains resolute. He soon spots the red car involved in an accident and learns the occupants are headed to the railway station. With Snowy at his side, Tintin dashes through the underbrush, determined to catch them before it's too late. Tintin, with Snowy at his side, races through the underbrush and reaches the station just as the train begins to move. His heart pounds with urgency as he leaps onto the train, urging Snowy to follow. Despite the risky landing, Tintin's determination remains unshaken as they cling to the speeding train. As a tunnel looms ahead, Tintin and Snowy brace themselves, the roar of the train amplifying their peril. Emerging from the tunnel, soot-covered but undeterred, Tintin spots two men making their escape and vows to continue the chase. Inside the train, Tintin's pursuit intensifies as he navigates through passengers and obstacles, his focus unyielding. Amidst the chaos, he collides with a man, causing a brief commotion but quickly regains his composure. Meanwhile, two men, clutching bags, activate the train's automatic brake, believing they've outsmarted their pursuers. Tintin watches with frustration but remains resolute, determined to continue the chase on foot. As he and Snowy dash down the tracks, a freight train offers a glimmer of hope, and they leap aboard, their adventure taking a thrilling turn. As the train chugs through the countryside, Tintin discovers a leak from a whiskey barrel, prompting a sudden stop. Investigating the halted engine, he learns of an attack on the crew, realizing the trail is growing cold. Snowy, however, picks up a scent, leading them to a quaint pub. Tintin follows, trusting Snowy's instincts, only to be pulled inside by detectives Thompson and Thompson. Despite the unexpected encounter, Tintin pleads his case, convincing the detectives to join forces in capturing the real criminals. With renewed determination, Tintin prepares for the next phase of their pursuit. Tintin, joined by detectives Thompson and Thompson, embarks on a tense journey to the Halchester Flying Club, driven by the urgency of their case. As they approach, a plane takes off, and Tintin's instincts scream that it's connected to their investigation. Suddenly, the aircraft swoops dangerously close, forcing them to the ground. The detectives, hats blown away, express their frustration, realizing the pilots are likely criminals. Determined not to be outmaneuvered, they commandeer another plane, but chaos ensues when they discover their pilot is an inexperienced mechanic. Meanwhile, Tintin and Snowy endure a harrowing crash landing in a red plane, narrowly escaping disaster. An old man, drawn by the crash, offers Tintin shelter and new clothes, providing a moment of respite. Tintin, grateful, accepts, and as they settle into the old man's cottage, the atmosphere shifts to one of warmth and camaraderie. However, the tranquility is short-lived as Tintin learns of a plane wreckage found off the Scottish coast, with no survivors. This grim news fuels his determination to investigate further, leading him to embark on a challenging journey to Kiltalk with Snowy. As Tintin and Snowy traverse the rugged landscape, the tranquility is shattered when Snowy chases a rabbit, tumbling down a hill. Tintin rushes to his side, relieved to find his companion unharmed. Their journey continues to the village of Kiltalk, where Tintin seeks shelter at a local pub. The cozy atmosphere is overshadowed by tales of a fearsome beast on Black Island, rumored to devour those who dare approach. Intrigued and unsettled, Tintin listens intently, the mystery deepening with each whispered word. The ominous tales of the island's cursed nature linger in his thoughts, setting the stage for the next chapter of his adventure. As the wind howls outside the pub, a mysterious thump echoes, piquing Tintin's curiosity. Determined to uncover the truth behind the strange sound, he resolves to visit the ominous Black Island the next day. Approaching a fisherman, Tintin requests passage to the island, only to be met with disbelief and concern for his safety. Despite repeated refusals from the villagers, Tintin's resolve remains unshaken. Spotting a boat, he eagerly approaches the boatman, who, though intrigued, refuses to risk his vessel. Undeterred, Tintin offers to purchase the boat, determined to unravel the island's secrets. With Snowy by his side, Tintin sails toward the foreboding Black Island, leaving the village behind. As the island's jagged silhouette emerges on the horizon, Tintin's anticipation grows. Navigating through rocky outcrops, he maneuvers the boat toward the imposing castle, its ancient walls whispering untold secrets. Upon securing the boat, Tintin and Snowy ascend the rocky path, the castle's aura matching the villagers' dire warnings. Inside, a rhythmic thumping draws them toward a shadowy archway, where a massive gorilla suddenly charges from the darkness. Tintin, startled, prepares to defend himself and Snowy from the unexpected threat. Tintin's quick reflexes allow him to narrowly evade the gorilla's powerful strikes, leading to a tense chase through the castle's ruins. As they race up a spiral staircase, they find their path blocked by a locked door. Desperation fuels Tintin's search for an escape, but the gorilla, Ranko, blocks their path. Tintin's attempts to subdue Ranko prove futile, and the creature's roar fills the air. In a moment of chaos, Ranko releases Snowy, allowing him to escape through a jagged opening. Tintin follows, but as they reach the cliffs, they find their boat gone, leaving them stranded. As Tintin and Snowy navigate the rocky terrain, they overhear a mysterious man commanding Ranko. The man's presence heightens Tintin's curiosity, but a fierce roar startles him, causing him to lose his footing. Discovering a cave, Tintin and Snowy find temporary refuge, but the rising tide threatens to trap them. With water creeping higher, Tintin's determination to escape intensifies. Suddenly, gunfire echoes around them, forcing Tintin to remain hidden. Snowy's urgent barking signals a discovery, prompting Tintin to follow his loyal companion through the rushing water, determined to find a way out. Tintin struggles to regain his balance in the cave, driven by Snowy's urgent barking. Following his loyal companion, Tintin discovers a way out amidst the jagged rocks, praising Snowy for his keen instincts. As they venture deeper, the cave's vastness becomes apparent, challenging their progress but not their resolve. Tintin clings to the rocky walls, heart racing, while Snowy leaps gracefully beside him. A glimmer of light stirs hope within Tintin, leading him to a scene where two men examine a brick wall. The sight of a printing press reveals the forger's operation, prompting Tintin to command them to raise their hands. The men, shocked, comply with Tintin's demands, unaware that his gun is empty. Snowy cleverly disarms them, and Tintin maintains his authority, ensuring their compliance. However, Tintin's footing falters, causing him to tumble down a slope. The men, concerned, approach Tintin, who regains his senses and uses a pistol to command them once more. Tintin's determination prevails as he instructs one man to tie up his accomplice, ensuring their capture. Despite the gun being empty, Tintin's resolve remains unshaken as he hints at alternative ways to handle the situation. Tintin's quick thinking leads him to use an ink roller as a weapon, ready to face new threats. As two armed men search the room, Tintin remains hidden, listening intently. Recognizing the names of old adversaries, he connects the dots, realizing the gravity of the situation. Tintin's decisive actions leave two men knocked out, while Snowy stands guard. As they prepare to move forward, a mysterious melody draws Tintin's attention, leading him to confront a man boasting to Ranko. The man's terror at Tintin's presence reveals his fragile grip on reality. Suddenly, Tintin is pulled off balance by a bearded man, but he quickly retaliates, leaving the man stunned. The emergence of Ranko, a massive gorilla-like creature, heightens the tension. Tintin fires a shot to deter Ranko, but the recoil causes a chunk of stone to strike him. As Tintin lies dazed, Ranko looms over him, but Snowy's frantic barking causes the creature to release Tintin. Snowy, relieved, assists Tintin as he regains his senses. Together, they prepare to face the next challenge, their bond unyielding. Tintin's discovery of a contact list reveals a network of adversaries, setting the stage for their next move. Tintin clutches the list of contacts, realizing its potential to dismantle a vast network of adversaries. As he contemplates his next move, a daring pilot captures his attention on television, executing breathtaking aerobatics. The commentator's excitement is palpable, but the thrill turns to chaos as detectives Thompson and Thompson, aboard the plane, demand the pilot land. The pilot, unable to control the aircraft, sends the detectives tumbling through the sky, their fate uncertain. Tintin watches anxiously, feeling the urgency of the unfolding drama. Amidst the chaos, Tintin discovers a radio transmitter, a beacon of hope in the turmoil. He urgently sends an SOS, connecting with the police, who promise swift assistance. Relief floods Tintin as he realizes they are no longer alone. However, the escape of a prisoner heightens tension, and Tintin prepares for confrontation. Meanwhile, a group of men, led by a determined figure, advances with intent to capture Tintin. The air is thick with anticipation as Tintin and Snowy navigate the crumbling corridors, evading their pursuers. As Tintin and Snowy find themselves cornered, the police launch approaches the island with determination. Tintin's quick thinking and resourcefulness buy them precious time, but the threat of Ranko looms large. The creature's unexpected appearance sends the adversaries into disarray, while Tintin and Snowy brace for the next wave of danger. The police arrive just in time, apprehending the criminals and bringing a sense of closure to the harrowing ordeal. Tintin, with a sense of accomplishment, leads the way out of the ruins, ready to leave the island's chaos behind. As they prepare to depart, Tintin's misstep sends him tumbling into the detectives, a moment of levity amidst the tension. Their camaraderie lightens the mood, and they share a laugh over the mishap. Tintin suggests a final check of the area, ensuring nothing is overlooked. Together, they discover a green airplane, its presence a curious mystery. Tintin's quick deduction reveals the beach as an airstrip, sparking intrigue for their next adventure. With Snowy at his side, Tintin embarks on the next chapter, the promise of new discoveries ahead. Tintin, ever the quick thinker, directs attention to a steel-shuttered door across the courtyard, urging an investigation. With determination, he works on the mechanism, revealing the beach's secret as an airstrip during low tide. The detectives and Snowy stand by, intrigued by the discovery. Inside, Tintin uncovers sacks of forged notes, the chill of the dimly lit space seeping into their bones. As they ascend the stone stairs, one detective's unease surfaces, nervously questioning the existence of ghosts. Laughter is cut short by an eerie sound echoing through the halls, sending the detectives into a panic, clutching their canes in fright. Tintin, puzzled by their terror, ascends the steps with Snowy, curiosity piqued by the mysterious woohoo reverberating through the stone walls. Thompson and Thompson, peeking cautiously around a corner, call out to Tintin with trembling voices, urging caution. Tintin's exploration leads to a surprising encounter with a large ape, its arm in a sling. The detectives, astonished, listen as Tintin explains the creature's injury and his plan to find it a suitable home. With resolve, Tintin leads the group down a rocky cliff towards a waiting launch, the detectives following with a mix of anticipation and determination. Meanwhile, in a cozy pub, a local man captivates an audience with tales of the Black Island's mysterious happenings. Excitement fills the room as news of Tintin's approach spreads, and patrons cheer for his bravery. Tintin, greeted by a throng of eager reporters, finds himself overwhelmed by their enthusiasm. As the dock suddenly empties, Tintin stands bewildered, wondering if he misspoke. The next day's headlines celebrate Tintin's heroism, capturing the forgers and solving the island's mystery. At the airport, Tintin bids farewell to Thompson and Thompson, who express doubts about flying. With a nod, Tintin boards the plane, embarking on another adventure as the aircraft soars into the sky, leaving a trail of promise and new discoveries. And that brings our recap to a close. To experience every twist and turn, listen to the whole story on my channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more mysteries on Komik Yahud.